This week on the Unqualified Gamers podcast, the boys go over the PirateSoftware problem, the Switch 2 release, and Disney's being sued for $10 billion. So, here we go.
There are at least 20 people that hate you.
There's a fucking lot of people that hate me. You know what? You know what I'd say to every one of them? I love you. I'm sorry. I don't know why you hate me. Probably justified because I'm a piece of shit.
Have you met you?
But you know what?
Wait,
I'm
what
also
was
pretty
your
fucking
professional
cool
record?
too.
What was your professional fight record?
25-5, 26-4, something like that.
Okay, so there's at least 25 people that I could probably get a hold of.
Dude, that's the thing is that most people that I fought, we ended up like hanging out and getting along afterwards, you know?
Oh, here's the thing. Like, two of your best friends are in here right now with you, and we want to watch that.
Fight of the Night trophies with 3 people, and we all love each other. I just so happened to kick their ass that night a little more than they kicked my ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that we could have this happen, Stacey.
Right?
Like it could
20.
definitely be a thing.
Believe me, if y'all wanted to, it could fucking happen. You guys don't fucking count, okay? Fuck both of you.
Oh, now we're
whoa! You're changing the rules.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
You said all the views are bots.
Rumble's nothing but bots. I'm sorry, it really is. And that sucks that it's that way. Just like Kick is fucking 50% bots. It's the truth.
I've got a Discord of like over 200 people that could probably.
I just said don't. God, put your fucking phone down. Stop messing with people.
Sorry.
We're recording a podcast, not trying to get me to do fellatio on fucking 20 dudes.
First of all, you don't know what my fucking agenda is. All right. So.
Oh my God, you guys are fucking horrible.
I guess
what do you mean? You're the one
trying to prove a point to you guys, and all you guys can think about is like, oh my God, we're gonna fucking make him do this. We're gonna fucking make him do this.
We really want you to eat your words, is what it is.
I know, but it's not gonna happen, bro.
And here's the problem: is that he does not follow through with any of those things.
Yeah, no,
he straight up said,
"Oh, you know, I've never done it."
Because you were supposed to get my my logo tattooed on you if I pay for it, and now you're like, yeah, maybe tiny one on the bottom of my ass or my foot or something. It's like, no, that's not what we agreed on. You said that I could pick the place if I paid for it.
Where do you want to?
And I said, all right, I want it on your face, and you're like, no, you can have it on my ass.
Dude, my old lady won't even let me get a tattoo on my neck. You think I'd let you tattoo my face? Come on now.
Oh no, but it would be somewhere visible, like within reason, but it's not going to be on your ass. I'll tell you
what, you get it on the back of my arm, not on the bottom, but like on the back of my arm. I'll let you throw it there. I'm cool with that.
And see, now he's like telling me where. The whole thing is nah, man. He just wanted to get a tattoo. Like that's all he wanted.
My arms are covered, bro. I mean, you can't put it on my fucking leg. Anywhere on my leg, go right ahead. I don't give a shit.
Hey, CC, will you read the live feed? Will you read the live feed?
Well, live feed.
All right.
Fuck you, Red. Who's that? Who is that, Cody? Is that
no,
Cody?
That's Casey.
Casey? Was it? Oh, he's got the sweet accent, right?
Yeah.
All right,
with his accent?
I ain't gonna be too mean to him. Roll fucking tide. Roll tide.
I am going to like break all of the rules. Hey, Casey, do me a favor and message all of your friends. Some to come on Rumble and just comment with a number.
Hey, listen, the dudes from Alabama, you're better off telling them to message his cousins because we're his only friends, all right?
First of all, his brother Kale lives in Mississippi, so I mean we're expanding.
That's not much better.
It's not.
By the way,
I know for a fact that our podcast gets listened to in at least 5 different countries. So
it is. I want to do a shout out to my friend Andrew that listens to every episode. He messaged me on Facebook because we talked about the 50 series and how I'm probably going to be dumb enough to buy it, even though I just bought a 40 series.
Mm-hmm.
And he's literally like, he said something in the message about if when you waste your money and buy the 50 series, let me know and I'll buy the 40 series from you. So shout out Andrew. Thanks for supporting the podcast. Appreciate you.
And Casey, always on the live chat, always comments on the YouTube.
Casey, you didn't do nothing. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Great friend.
Thanks for.
I guess since we're all doing shout outs, I'll shout out Missa for doing all the shorts.
Oh
yeah,
true.
Missa has been doing the shorts. She's been killing it, man. Like
they look awesome.
Yeah, she's doing really good.
Before we get
Suzette.
into too much, though, I did want to bring up with all of our dedicated followers that we do have a new segment that we're doing. Basically, it's going to be all about free games. And we're going to review some, and then we're going to play some of them. We'll tell you the new free games that are coming out. You check the YouTube, you'll see the video there.
I just
we
want
did
to
our
say
first one this past week.
it's called Unqualified Gamers Free Games, and it has the greatest intro of all intros.
Yeah, it does.
The intro is
Something
pretty
like
good.
that.
Steam has free games.
Xbox has free games.
Free games.
Free video games.
Reminds me of the fucking
games?
seagulls from
I just-
Finding Nemo. Why?
I just played it. I just played it. The best part about it, dude, was like I was trying to think of what we were gonna do, and I'm like, "Hey Zeus, I'm gonna say something about free games and just say something, and we'll just keep going back and forth." And he's like, "Okay."
Yeah,
I said go, and he went. It happened like first fucking try. No.
Sometimes the chemistry's just there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was hilarious. But not often do I tell somebody to record something. They just do it without like, well, what do you mean? Like, and asking me like 5 fucking questions. He's just like,
I don't.
okay.
My whole thing is that one, if I don't like it, it's not going out. If you don't like it, it's not going out.
But dude,
if the idea is good and we just want to fix it, then we'll do that. I'm not worried about it.
We literally clipped the motherfucker. I overlapped them by like 30% each. It was pretty even for each one. And I'm like, I really like this. This is like extended like 10 seconds, or like 2 seconds. So I was like, all right, so I extended it. And then we went out. So this website, whatever it is, it's called Free Music for YouTube Videos and Creators. That's what it's called. Pretty,
It's a long website.
yeah. If you just Google that, you'll find it. They have the DMCA free music. I literally go to the website and hit gaming. I hit the top one. That's what's on there too. It was perfect. It was awesome. So
sometimes it just works out, the universe aligns.
Check it out. We used to talk about like the free Epic games on here every week, but we feel like the quality kind of dropped on them, or we just never heard of them, so we stopped talking about it on the podcast for the most part. We'll still bring them up if there's a good one. We'll still bring it up on here, or if it's a big title, we'll bring it up on the podcast.
I'm gonna bring them up anyway because free is free.
But yeah,
I mean, the only person that refunds free games is CC. So
True.
everyone else out there,
he waits for it to go back up to full price and goes, "Can I get a refund at full price?"
He does it at like the exact moment that it goes free, so that it's like in the middle of processing. But no, this week it's called Escape Academy Tournament of Puzzles. It's got some DLCs. It's got some other things. It is a free-to-play game, or it is free right now on the Epic Store. Normally $20. Just pick it up, give it a try. Let us know.
Hard one for CC to play. That's for sure.
Let us know in the comments what you think of the whole thing, and if you think you can beat us in the escape room in the versus mode. Also, I want to hear it because
you have to be a hardcore working man for sure.
I'm kind of a beast when it comes to escape rooms. Just saying.
It's because he's a nerd. In case anybody's wondering.
You know what, Punishment?
You guys have been talking shit about me for the last 5 minutes. I just kept my mouth shut.
What? I have been trying to like talk you up.
You said I returned free fucking games. Then Kai said something about I can't fucking even open this escape room or something.
No. I'm saying you're bad at puzzles.
He's calling you dumb.
That's not true, actually.
All right.
It's not true.
No. I was trying to talk you up with your like professional fight career. Solver?
Can't even solve the puzzle of English.
Fuck.
Solver.
I'm a fucking world-class puzzle solver, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sick right now, so I'm still sick. I have COVID. So Friday,
we actually got it was a little hairy for a bit. We thought we might actually lose CCPunishment a couple days ago.
It was not looking good, man. I talked so much shit.
They wanted to put him on a ventilator.
Yeah, so Friday I fucking obviously Thursday we record the podcast. Sounded horrible. Friday I woke up and I didn't have much of a voice, so I didn't go to work. I got up and went down and got coffee, and I couldn't taste or smell it or anything. So. Yeah, it has not been a good fucking week. I think it's karma because I made fun of COVID, so.
And then he went in and tried to get the Rogan cocktail, and they said no.
Right? Yeah. I'm not a doctor, apparently. I'm not a doctor, apparently, so I can't.
I mean, I am.
You can't get ivermectin.
Well, you're not a doctor, but
I mean, I'm not a doctor, but like basically, I play one on TV, you know. So
okay, all right.
All right, Joey.
No,
it's all right.
That's fine.
yeah,
He's a working man, okay?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You were really pushing that.
You know who else is a working man, though?
You mean like Jason Statham?
Jason Statham is a working man, yeah.
Jason
he's also a
Statham's
working
fucking
man.
awesome.
I
Oh
know.
my
Well, he's
God.
coming out with a movie called A Working Man.
Oh my
And what he
god,
is-
Kai. Oh my god,
What
Kai.
he is-
Dude, he is just
Somebody has the list up. He's a construction worker, right? Who apparently got out of the Royal Marines, and like the family brought him in to start working with them. And so he's like, "You guys are my family. You know, you hired me when I got out. I had nowhere else to go. You took me on." And
is
then
he the
what
new Vin
happens?
Diesel? Like
He's
like
the new
family.
Well, close. Well, who's the one that had the daughter that kept getting taken and stuff from Taken?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. He's the new Liam Neeson, but like actually cool. And
Whoa.
How
Wait a minute.
dare
Wait a
you?
minute. Are you coming at Liam Neeson?
what? Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll talk about that after.
Listen,
the
I have a
podcast,
specific set of skills, motherfucker, and I will come after you.
And
but
most of those
returning
skills
games,
are not
you
speaking
can teach me how to
English.
return games.
None
So
of it has to do with
apparently
English language.
the owner's daughter gets kidnapped, and like they're begging him to like find her, and he goes and has to find her. But I mean, it looks very similar to like Beekeeper, which, by the way, awesome movie. That was a great movie, Beekeeper. If you haven't seen it,
Wasn't okay. So all I'm getting from all of these movies is you just don't want to be Jason Statham's daughter, because
You don't wanna be-
Homefront, his daughter
That was
was
a good one.
kidnapped.
Was she?
Transformer,
yeah,
or Transformers.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, yeah.
Hold on,
Transporter.
Cece, I got you.
Transporter.
Okay? Hold on,
Wasn't
I got
Transporter
you.
a fucking girl
1,
too?
2, and 3.
Hold on, I got you. Episode 102.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing today?
I'm fucking sick,
don't-
man. Get off my ass.
Are you thinking of Man on Fire with Denzel Washington?
No, wasn't
Am
it
I?
Transporter? Wasn't
Did he?
the first one a kid?
I don't remember the
I
first
don't
one.
re- I don't
It's been
remember
so
them
long
being
since I watched the
kidnapped.
Transporters.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I don't fucking
I remember him having a job of protecting people and stuff, and like cases and whatever. And I don't remember. I got to rewatch them all.
Okay.
Casey might know. Who
I
knows?
will say Jason Statham's best movie was it was that
War.
like spoof / like B-rated
Oh,
film
no.
that had all of the action heroes in it. Wait, what the hell was it
Um,
called?
My favorite Statham movie is Crank.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Fuck
Oh
yeah.
my
No.
god.
I don't know
love
which
that
one.
fucking
Are you
movie.
talking about the Expendable or not the Expendable? Oh, yeah, Expendables.
This one was good.
Is that what you're talking about?
No.
I wouldn't
it
call
was-
that a
is it- is-
Statham
is
movie
it the
as much
ex-
as a
Is that the Expendables?
yeah with like
With
the
like
st-
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chuck Norris.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
like
all of
Expendables.
yes.
Yeah, I would say that's
Yeah.
a Stallone movie, but I mean I guess he was in it.
He
but,
is
I
one
didn't
of the
like the
leads in
Expendables.
it.
yeah.
You know what? Retired kind of movie was good though. Like the older actors was Red. The Red movies, those
That
were
was
good.
too. That was good too.
I like the
I didn't-
first one.
I didn't like the Expendables, but
I
Red
like
1 and
the
2 I thought were good.
Expendables. I liked it because
Yeah.
it talked about like Chuck Norris being like a badass, and they brought Ronda
Oh, it's
Rousey
Chuck
in.
Norris doing his own Chuck Norris isms.
Right? Yeah, and I love
Right.
Chuck. I
Like,
fucking
we used
love
to-
that shit.
We used to do that stuff in like World of Warcraft. The Barrens was just known. Like you'd go out in the Barrens and it would just be nothing but like Chuck Norris facts, left, right, and center. Like Jesus may walk on water, but Chuck Norris swims through land.
Yeah, dude, Chuck Norris is awesome. All right.
You know, Chuck Norris doesn't do a push up; he pushes the earth down.
Yeah.
Every
like,
time I hear Chuck Norris, I think of Dodgeball, where he's like, "Fuck you, Chuck Norris."
because Chuck Norris,
Yeah. Yes.
That's
God damn Chuck Norris.
That's a good way to think of Chuck Norris for real, dude. That's awesome.
I
I'd
love
never
it.
think of that.
So today, literally today, well, for today for us, Thursday, the Switch 2 trailer just dropped. Like
Oh, I
all
saw
the
that.
specs, all the what the actual gameplay or games are supposed to be coming with it. And it's funny because like everybody's kind of showing that what they were leaked was correct, of course.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Now,
pretty much everything so far.
a
that I've seen.
former employee of Nintendo is saying that Nintendo is extremely pissed. They're not happy, obviously, that it got
Oh
leaked.
no!
Yeah, I know. Just like a few days before, like they actually revealed it, and then it got leaked twice the initial leak, and then there was another leak where they were supposed to be showing like a short demo type of thing, but they showed everything, including the specs.
Okay.
So then Nintendo got pissed about that as well. But they were supposed to release it today.
I have
so.
a question that I don't. You guys may not be able to answer this. Is this like the difference between like a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2? They're completely different systems now, or is it just like an improved Nintendo Switch?
It's like
I believe it's
Nintendo
just
Switch.
an
Is it like a
improved Nintendo
it's like
Switch.
like a Nintendo Switch Pro, like PlayStation has PS4 and then PS4 Pro,
similar to that? Yeah.
So like,
I think what it
there's
is
no
is that
games
there's just
that
this.
you can't play that like come out for.
You can play all of them on. Well, I don't know if you can play the Switch 2 games.
That's
on
what I'm
the
asking.
Switch.
Is the Switch 2 coming out with Switch 2 games, or is it just it's just new games with Switch?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's.
So that
Switch
means it's not that it's not like a PS4 and a PS4 Pro.
Because there's
it's
certain
a whole new console.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously they were trying to sell it that way, anyways. But there's certain games that you're not even be able to play on the first Switch. Like, so there's 3 new games that are supposed to be coming out. One is Mario Kart 9. One is the Mario Odyssey sequel, some sort of 3D Mario game, and then Red Dead Redemption 2 is supposed to drop day 1 with the Switch 2. And I doubt you're going to be able to play that on the initial Switch, the first Switch.
That's what I'm wondering.
I don't think you're going to have the specs for it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it just depends. I mean, I guess.
But the specs on the Switch 2 are supposed to have like the same specs as the PS4 Pro.
Oh.
So this is going to run.
But does the Switch have the same specs as like the PS4?
I don't know. I think
don't
it's less
know,
than that.
I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can actually get PS4 specs into a Switch. And let's be honest here,
Technology, bro. It's come a long way.
But Nintendo is. I don't want to say lesser, but they have all of their stuff. I thought Nintendo was the one that always had their shit at like 30 frames. Yeah. Like they kept their stuff low.
Okay, so anyways, it's supposed to be $400 at launch, which is good. I don't know if that's going to drive down the price of the initial Switch or not, but I mean, $400 is. I mean, for a handheld, I don't know. Are people gonna buy it, or are they just gonna stick with their Switch? I've heard a lot of people saying that they don't want to move to the Switch 2.
They're gonna have to buy it if they want to play the new games, though.
But I mean, the servers are still full with the Switch, and I don't think people are gonna jump over to droves switch over to the Switch 2.
How many people jumped and spent the $350 on the OLED version of the Switch 1?
I don't know.
A lot.
Well, I don't know.
How many people jumped to the PS5 Pro?
I'm sure quite a few people did.
Maybe quite a few, but not a lot. I mean, not a huge majority of it.
No.
So you still got people playing on the PlayStation 5. So how many people are going to go look at the base model, or not even the base model, even the OLED that they have for the Switch, and say, you know what, I need to upgrade to the Switch 2 when the one that they have still functions just fine. They don't necessarily need Mario Kart 9. Maybe they will, but I mean, unless they're trying to play Red Dead on it.
I think
there is the possibility that they just do what they did with the other ones, like with the Wii and things like that. Like they recently just got rid of entire servers of games. Most of like the PlayStation things really don't do that as far as like entire systems go. They just do it with individual games where they shut servers down. I don't know, maybe they'll do something to push people into these other things. Now, I will say that handhelds are something that is really coming out right now. The Steam Deck also has a new model coming out. And so that's another thing that's really pushing these types of things. I believe there are 2 Windows handhelds that are coming out as well. So whether you want to call the Switch, just kind of the thing that's jump-starting all of this stuff, and they're just, taking that high, riding that wave, and then throwing out a new one.
My thing
trying to stay ahead of the curve, or
they just fucking like a year ago they came out with the OLED Switch, right? Maybe a year and a half ago.
I don't know.
I mean, that was $350.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons I feel that the leak was pushed. I don't think it was an actual leak. I think it was a push. And
I will also say this: if you have a fucking Switch and you're getting sick and tired of the Joy-Cons fucking breaking, I heard the new ones are way fucking better. Maybe that's another reason.
They're supposed to be way better. Yeah. Now, I feel like the people who would probably switch would be people like Casey. So he bought an OLED Switch, and he'll
but he's
get the
rich.
Switch 2. He's pretty well off, little lucky
Yeah.
bastard. But he would get the Switch 2 and then just give like his kids the OLED version. So I could see that happening for people who just want to hand down like, oh, my nephew, my cousin, my kids, or whatever, and give them the Switch and then get themselves a Switch 2. That I could see happening, but I don't think it'll be in droves because the Switch is still functioning a lot, and you can still play on the Switch servers with your Switch 2. So I mean, I don't see it going. Why would people leave if people who don't have a Switch get a Switch 2 and can just join them?
I don't know.
Or the only thing, like again, one of the only cases I see it. Casey's
So
case.
there is something that just came out, and I guess they didn't really talk about it before, but the Switch 2 is officially almost, I don't know why that's in quotes, but officially almost fully backwards compatible. So you will be able to play your Switch 1 games on the Switch 2, which could lead to maybe a little more, few more people wanting to buy it.
My thing is if you can't play Switch 2 games on the Switch, people are gonna buy the fuck out of it because they love the Switch. They want all these new games. Mario Kart, of course you want a new one. Mario Odyssey, of course you want that. You want all the Mario games.
I'll see. I mean, there's so many out there. Why keep getting the same thing? It's like, I guess I could kind of see it because I mean, there's people who still like. There's so many people who still buy into COD, even though it's the same game on repeat. They still buy it and play it like it's the best game out there.
Okay.
But it's the same game that they've had for the last like 26 years.
Assassin's Creed games are like the same fucking thing, and that comes out.
They're not though. There are similar Assassin's Creed games, but they're not. Like the whole layout and everything is different. Especially Black Flag. Like that was a completely different Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
You had a ship and everything. You're going out and fixing up and stuff like that. Now, are there a lot of similarities between quite a few of them? Yes. But it's not like there were 3 companies that are making the exact same game and just overlaying the old maps and making it exactly the same with a new look. Different.
So I agree with you, but I think you're missing the mark with COD. I would say that the Madden games or the NBA 2K would be much more in that realm. But there are people that will buy the brand new PlayStation, the brand new Xbox. You know, I mean, CC went out and actually borrowed an Xbox just so he could play, the NCAA, because that is something that he really does enjoy and something that he wanted to do. Will people do it? Yes. Are they going to do it in what we consider droves? Probably not, but there will be.
You guys are crazy. If this is really an upgrade of the next system, like it sounds like it is, the Nintendo
Punishment, take the L and move on.
Nintendo players are hardcore, bro. They're hardcore as fuck.
But it's not like an actual system though. It's like a handheld system. It's not
Nintendo
the
players
same thing as getting like an Xbox or a PlayStation.
How is it
Nintendo players will get
PlayStation 4 Pro, I guess, kind of.
No,
Nentendo players will get the console that their parents buy for them.
You play it on the same TV you do your Xbox.
You can.
It's not a you're not talking about
your Joy-Cons, but it's not like you're getting a full-on controller and stuff like that and playing like you normally would, and you're playing with a little Joy-Con. And I know because my daughter has one.
Yeah.
Speaking of adults arguing about kids things, Disney is being sued.
They are for $10 billion
over Moana.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Moana. I don't know anything about it.
And destroying it in that section. I mean, yes. Regardless, it's all going to be based upon what you want and how some developer is going to define the things that people don't like and change it. That's going to be it for any game-winning thing, anything ever. Any game is always going to win over another as long as it listens to the people. And I think that's the biggest thing is as long as the developers actually listen, we're good. You know.
Hey, good
but
luck.
We won't ever have that COD killer until developers listen. As to what people want in an actual shooter like that. So
right. I mean, you're right.
We'll have to wait.
Yeah, I'm just hoping. But anyway,
well, I mean, even Marvel Rivals has a bunch of bots. So, or people are saying. I mean, I've seen it. The developers have confirmed it.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with having some bots. Okay, if it becomes a problem when it gets to where Fortnite's at, when it's like 50 to 70% bots in a lobby, that's when it's a fucking problem. But if it fixes your game time by 20% and you have 10% bots, there's nothing wrong with that in my opinion.
Well, this was like some guy faced like an entire team of bots.
Oh, really? I haven't had that.
Now, I want to know what the ELO is, how long he had the account, and if he was in AI training. because you can go into AI training and just stand there.
Well, I read the
and
get the same thing.
Get the same type of thing.
Yeah, I read the same thing where there was somebody that had said they had faced all bots too. But again, I mean, I haven't really noticed it being a problem yet in Marvel Rivals. But as long as they don't let it become like Fortnite, that's what's killing Fortnite right now is the bots. So
Yeah, if it's mandatory bots, I think they're in trouble for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
I mean, people are killing bots wherever they can, like in WoW. People kill bots all the time.
Yeah.
Because
So
bots will, if you get too many, they'll ruin it.
WoW just had an update, right? Corrupted Blood Plague. What is this, Zeus?
So that is something that the National Center for Disease and Disease Control used as a way that to see how diseases would spread and how people would react to it.
That's awesome.
So way back in the day, there was
they
this
studied
boss.
It for it, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah. So way back in the day, there was this boss that would put this plague onto a player. It would tick its life down, and once it died, it would jump to things that were near it, and it would spread, and those types of things. Fine. So the problem that was happening is it was getting onto these hunter pets. It was supposed to stay contained within the raid itself, and that was it. Once you die and everyone's dead, it stops spreading because there's nowhere for it to go. The hunter's pets were getting this thing. They were being resummoned outside of the raid in very populated areas. Pet would die, it would spread to the player. The player might be near some other people, and it would just continuously just go on for pretty much ever. People realized this whole thing, and then they started griefing servers by having this stuff working and going repeatedly. They would go in there, they would get it on the hunter's pet, they would dismiss their pet, they would bring it back, and they would keep going with it. There was absolute like graveyards of just the bones of people in major cities. And so what the Center for Disease Control did is watch what people would do to stay away from it. Major cities became ghost towns, and people were trading often like the middle of the mountains or in the middle of like an island somewhere. And you would like check to make sure that they weren't on a hunter, that they didn't have a pet that was going to be doing these things. Yeah, it was nuts. And for the fact that it's back again, I hadn't heard that it was back.
Oh yeah,
I thought that they fixed this shit.
It came with the Season of Discovery. So, I don't know how it's spreading this time. I don't know how it got out of the raid or anything like that, or where it came from per se. I just know it came in the new patch and it's starting to spread again. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's as bad or if it's going to be contained or they're going to have a patch out soon. But that's just been Corrupted Blood Plague has kind of come back. It's
nice.
They're warning people of it. But I mean, on the plus side, you know who Tyler 1 is?
Yes.
So he just battled for the whatever the head roll is for the OnlyFangs, and he won. He got that. But he also did a thing which I guess no one else has ever done, which when you hit level 30, you have a quest to get the Whirlwind Axe. And most people wait till like 35 to chance it or go a little bit higher and then take them out. But what he did is it has to be a level 40 monster, and he dragged it into the river and kind of slowed its movement and then just threw an axe at it for like 20 minutes. Just stood there and bounced back and forth around the river and actually defeated it and got the Whirlwind Axe at level 30. So, supposed to have been one of the first ones to do that. But
we had both talked about the PirateSoftware thing last night, and me and Zeus talked about it again today. So he's getting heat for roaching as a mage in hardcore dungeons. So
there's a lot of people on both sides of it.
Yeah.
So
you know what roaching is, right, CC?
I guess it's like running away.
You know how when like you have a bunch of cockroaches, you turn the lights on, they all scatter, like every man for himself.
Yeah.
Basically, they're saying that shit got bad. He took off and left everybody there. I haven't gotten a lot into the whole thing. I listened to the comms; they weren't very clear. It's a hardcore character. Look, there have been so many worse things. Like the head of those guilds let Tiny Violin in twice to wipe entire fucking raids. The fact that like 1 or 2 people died because of this whole thing, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, as CC, as we talked about, OnlyFans needs Pirate Software way more than he needs OnlyFans.
I just feel like he's a big enough dude, and he's like all about being real, you know?
Yep.
And I feel like if he fucked up, he would just be like, I'm sorry, I fucked up. Or he just wouldn't fuck up. That's what I think.
That was part of the problem, though. It wasn't the fact that he roached or he ran away when the word run was called. People are saying, oh, well, run means you leave with the team, blah, 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 blah. I think that's going to be A, based upon like the situation, B, based upon like he said he had a shit ton of mats on him, which he showed afterwards. And then, of course, what your actual like clan SOPs are. So,
right.
I mean, it's all going to depend, but what they're saying the biggest issue was he wasn't taking responsibility for anything.
That
like
just
there
doesn't
was
sound
nothing...
like him to me, though, right?
Well, I mean, if you go back and listen to the feeds, like the entire time he was saying other people were admitting, obviously they made mistakes and stuff like that. He was saying he didn't make any, and then a tweet afterwards came out that he said, me, and then people were like, okay, he claimed he also made mistakes, so that was good. I mean, regardless, the clan kicked him. So I guess members were saying that they weren't comfortable playing with him anymore. He did have a lot of issues where people were making actual death threats to him and the mods. So I mean, those people were getting reported. He's been. I don't know.
Point out that is the wrong person to make death threats to.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's dumb. Yeah.
Like this dude has been awarded a black badge numerous times. He's won DEF CON. How the fuck do you make a death threat on a guy that like the only person I think that is more dangerous than him is that GeoGuessr.
Yeah, that guy.
What the hell is his name? I'd have to go look up his name, but like that dude.
Yeah, I get that guy's legit.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It's right here. Like,
yeah, this is where your house is.
Somebody's gonna show him a picture of like where a murder scene is or something like that. They're like, oh, this is a picture we found in his house, and he's like, oh, that's on the west side of Wisconsin, about 3 miles down from I-20. And you're like, oh, what? And be like, somewhere around this area. And then they'll search it and find it.
Either way, I stand with Pirate Software. I love the dude.
Same.
I think he's a real motherfucker. So I stand with him. I love him.
I'm not taking sides on this one. I don't know who's right, who's wrong.
Guys,
I've seen it.
Switzerland.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna pick a side on this one. I mean, the fact that people said kill yourself, obviously never okay. He said he reported him to Blizzard. He's got friends. He was there for 7 years. He's got friends there. They'll probably get kicked. But I will say that there was things, and I don't know for sure if this was a thing or not. So he was talking about streamers that were like egging on the fight or something like that, like egging on the situation. And so he was reporting them to Twitch, and he's saying that that's toxic and whatever have you. And I'm like,
but I feel like it's toxic to report them to Twitch. But...
Yeah, I was like, I don't feel like that's a big enough. Like people are going to talk about it. It's going to happen. That's news. If you and I get in a fight,
I mean,
right? You and I argue about the podcast. That people would clip it and be like, "Oh, this is what."
I know how to. I know how to fix the situation. Thor, come on the podcast. Tell your side of the story. Come right on the podcast anytime. We'll even record whatever day you want. Come on the podcast and just tell your side of the story, man.
CC just wants you to hear. He just wants to hear his name out of your mouth with that like
I kind of
super deep, sweet, sexy voice.
I kind of do,
and I know you do. I won't ever play hardcore WoW. I do way too many stupid things in games for One Life things to ever work for me.
Yeah.
And as far as people not being comfortable with them, they were looking for a fucking reason. I'm sorry, but like something to come out like that.
Jealousy,
they were looking for a reason.
Jealousy's a big fucking bitch, a fickle fucking bitch, man. Because that dude's making a lot of money, got a lot of fans, and he's just a real motherfucker. I don't know. I like him. I like everything about him.
From one big game to another, Minecraft.
Keep being you, Thor. Keep being you, buddy.
The one thing that Nautic didn't want to happen is more add-ons. So Minecraft has another add-on that just recently happened. I believe it was released like yesterday or the day before, and I'll be honest, I tried to find it in the marketplace on Minecraft, and I couldn't find it. I looked online, and it was saying it costs 0 coin. So I don't know if it's actually going to be a free add-on or not. But it's supposed to come with 550 new blocks, 13 new biomes, 13 new mobs, ores, armor, tools. They're going to have like built-in lighting particles to help light up the map, and the torch. You can actually carry a torch in your offhand now instead of having to place one down on the ground all the time.
So it just sounds like they're taking a bunch of the best mods that were out there
Put them
and
into
just
an add-on.
Well, just so you know,
'cause-
that's what Minecraft has done since it was bought by Microsoft. That's all they've
I
fucking
mean,
done.
kind of. The whole torch in the offhand thing, that has been a very specific mod that has been doing that for a very long time. And I'm now drawing a blank on the mod's name, but Optifine. Optifine has been a very regularly updated mod for pretty much every patch that goes out there. It's a thing that wherever you have a light, whether it's in your main hand, offhand, it's light, so it gives a light around you.
Mm.
It does not add light to the actual area. So if you are standing there and it's 0 light, even though you can see more, the actual light level in that area is still going to register as 0, just because that's how the game is registering it, not everything else. As far as the new blocks go, there is an add-on called all the mods. It's like I think they're on like all the mods 9 or something.
Well, that's what I meant was that with like the blocks things, like there's been so many different skins and shit that all started out as mods basically and have all become purchasable in the game in one way or another. That stuff I don't think will ever change. I think they'll keep
I
doing
will
that.
say, as far as mobs go, as far as like actual enemies, they don't do new ones all that often. Like they did the pillagers at one point, which was a new mod that they added in, but that was it. They did the the ocean guardians when they did the aquatic update. They did recently do the gigantic new mod. Again, I'm drawing a blank. I keep wanting to call it the Wither.
Gray. They're in like the gray biome or something like that. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
we talked about it a couple episodes.
The Warden
a few episodes ago
is another new one that they did somewhat recently with the Lost Cities. But this type of thing, 550 new blocks, I don't know what they're doing with that whole thing as far as realism goes. Again, we had mods for it already.
Yeah.
And if they are going to charge for these things, it's never going to work out.
I don't know if it's going to be chargeable or not. I think this also is going to have like leaves on the ground. You just tap the leaves pop up, and you get like 4 per pop up. And it's supposed to like, it burns at the same rate as like twigs. So, but you can gather them so quickly because they're all over the map. You just pop, and you have like your inventory full.
Well, it'll be at like the right time of the year, though, right? I mean, I doubt they'll be there all the time, right? So
I don't know. I mean, it might be in there. Biomes constantly.
The different biomes are different, pretty much different times of year. So if you go to like a snowy biome, it's snowing there. You can go to a tropical biome. So if you go to a biome that is like a fall type thing,
right, but
you'll probably have more leaves on the ground.
That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be like everywhere, but it'll be like certain spots.
I mean, nothing will be everywhere per biome and stuff like that.
That's just what they do.
Well, the problem is they also did some bug fixes recently with the latest update.
So I'm putting air quotes on that bug fix.
Yeah, bugs. So it's bugs that have been part of the game for years, and people are like, obviously it's so accustomed, like it's literally part of the game now. So like if you walked at a 45-degree angle, you would go slightly faster. That's gone. If you jump from 2 blocks now, you take fall damage, which is crazy. 2 blocks.
It used to be 3.5 blocks. You'd take fall damage. It would be like half a heart at like 3.5. One of the other things that they took out that a lot of people are really pissed about is the crouching 45-degree angle bridging. So you used to be able to speed bridge by crouching and clicking off on the corners. Apparently that was also a bug. And they've wanting to remove that as well. So there are a lot of people that are fighting these things because they have been in the game forever. And most people have thought of them more as features at this point rather than any kind of bug that needs fixing. So
there is a petition to revert it, which if you Google, and I did this last night, if you Google petition to revert movement changes MC-271065 and MC-241951, it'll pop up. It's a petition to bring back those movement changes. So that way Minecraft in a sense goes back to what we considered originally, even though they were bugs per Minecraft. But
I mean,
if something's left in the game long enough, it is a feature. It is an added thing. It is. I mean, I used what you could call an exploit in Diablo 3 for years on how to speed level people and power level people. Blizzard knows that it's there. Like there are tutorials on how to do this thing. If they're not changing it, it's no longer an exploit or a glitch. It is now part of the game. It might not have been intended, but we're going to use the game as intended, I guess. I did another one last night with Graveyard Keeper. The game and that glitch or whatever has been around for several years. they've done DLCs and updates since then. If they're not going to fix it, then it's now just an added feature.
Right.
If you don't want us to use these things, take them out when you find them.
Yeah.
I will die on
68
that
years
hill.
later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last thing we have is a company called Zotac who makes GPUs. So the 50 series, one of the problems with the NVIDIA connectors on the 30s and 40 series is sometimes they wouldn't get fully plugged in and then they would melt.
This right
which
here
obviously good.
frustrates the shit out of me, because if you've ever seated a GPU, if you know when it's not in all the way, right? I mean, it's very, very simple in my opinion.
But I mean, you're talking about like common sense for people who have been around it. I mean, if you're like trying to insert an M.2 or something, and all you did was, you know, take out your GPU to be able to access your levers and stuff for your M.dot,
Yeah.
and then putting back in your GPU, then people who haven't really done that before are going to be like, I feel like that's seated, like it's snug. Is that good? And they put it in, and it's
I mean,
not all the way
all you
inserted.
got to do is just look. If you can see the gold pin still, it's not all the way in. Just gotta,
Again, you
know.
are expecting common sense to be a common thing.
I guess you're right. But I heard of this, and
I mean, it's happened a lot, so I guess it's again not so common.
I
It's
mean,
not like it's a 1 or 2 offer. So,
I mean,
but I mean, Zotac luckily is putting a light on the GPU. So, if it's not fully seated or connected, then you won't be able to. Well, it's not that those pins. It's not that kind of insert.
that was what was burning up the 30 series. Those pins.
Was it?
That's the only pins that
I
are
have
on
a different.
card.
They were talking about a different power cord entirely, but I mean, it might be this. It might be similar on
this power cord wasn't plugged in all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, if the pins aren't seated right, it's not going to function. I was kind of wondering what you were going on about.
This is what I've heard of the 30 series was people weren't getting this pushed all the way in, and this was causing.
And if that's not pushed all the way in,
it just doesn't function.
It wouldn't run, right? Because
because like they'll run, but it will burn it up. Like if this isn't pushed all the way, this won't run. This is your power. You get no power from here. This is your power right here.
Yeah, it was the.
So
power
this goes straight to your power supply. This pin.
As far as power goes, if you press things in almost all the way, that power is going to jump from point to point.
Right, the same way with
you don't need contact.
Yeah.
Well, it was leaving enough space to where it was, I guess, melting a lot of the power supplies and stuff like that. So
I think it was the board plug, like I showed at first. But yeah,
well,
yeah, it should be.
What they showed in the video was the power supply, but they have a light now on like the Zotac. So when you go to plug it in, if it's not fully seated, it'll stay red, and then it won't work. It won't turn on unless it's fully seated. The light turns green, then you're good to go. So I mean, good safety feature, so people aren't burning shit. But
for sure,
who knows?
Just take off the warning labels and let the world sort itself out.
Something like that.
Yeah. So anyway, who wants to take it away?
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Let us know in the comments what you agree or disagree with from the show, and then if there's anything you want us to discuss next week, you can catch us on our show from YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Rumble. And then, of course, please follow us on our socials at Patreon, Facebook, X, TikTok as it stands, and Instagram.